Our final question for today is from Barbara, and she wants to know, at age 75, how do I better connect with my granddaughters who are all in their 20s? I'm not very comfortable in their world.
Oh my gosh, I love Barbara.
Sweetest
I love
question.
Barbara.
I'm like, hey, wait, is this from my mom?
Right.
My mom's name is Barbara.
That's so
but
cute.
She's 73.
Oh, she might have hidden her age from you.
Access more.
Life is like a roller coaster, but it's so much better when we go through it together. Welcome to the Candace Cameron Bure Podcast. For the last 3 months, my friend Jennie Allen and I have explored emotional health. And this is our final conversation about her book, Untangle Your Emotions. And today we have a special bonus episode for you. Jennie, I didn't really want you to leave.
I know. We've had so much fun.
We have, and you've given us such a wealth of information. I'm so grateful for our conversations.
Thank you for having me. And I've loved hanging out with all of you. I'm so grateful for you going through this together. It's been really fun and meaningful to me.
It really has. So I'm encouraging everyone to go pick up Jennie's book, Untangle Your Emotions. And I wanted to take this bonus episode and make it about all of our listeners.
Yeah.
Because we get all of those questions.
So fun.
And you have so much wisdom, Jennie. So I thought you were the perfect person that we're going to go through as many questions as we can.
Can't wait.
But before that, I just got to know. Do you have a bucket list item that you just want to do before you're called to the Lord?
Wow. I have not thought about this in so long. You have to give me an idea. Do you have one?
Oh, well, like as far as travel, my bucket list is still Israel.
Yeah.
I still haven't been.
Yeah. I have gotten to go several times and to the surrounding areas where Paul and his missionary journey went. And it is my favorite. It is worthy of keeping on your bucket list. It shocked me how small it was, which just makes it even more impactful that the entire world has been reached for 2,000 years from that little bitty area near the Sea of Galilee. It's absolutely incredible. So I really pray you'll get to see that one day. Praying for that part of the world right now. It's really hard. So my bucket list is probably, okay, well, you said it earlier in the season and two things. I would love to live on a property with all our kids. I am best friends with them. I want to have enough money that we could buy them each little golf carts and we could all drive to each other's houses in golf carts and eat together and just, I think it'd be a dream. And right alongside of that, one of my bucket list things is to own a restaurant, which nobody wants to own a restaurant. Well,
I've owned a restaurant.
You have. See, and you're going to tell me no.
I couldn't wait till we gave it away.
I am romantic. I am romantic about it. I realize it is not as sexy as I think it is. But here's what I love is it would be in our neighborhood where people could all everybody, we'd know their names and we'd get to host them.
I understand.
And I would want to be the hostess and I would want all our family to work there. And this is not real.
It's easy to romanticize.
Yes.
And I do understand. But I was so glad the day we just
what kind of food was
handed that over. It was, I would say, an American cuisine, like a contemporary American cuisine. A little bit of everything. Still casual, but upscale casual.
Well, your husband is from Russia. Does he miss cuisine from there? Or I don't hear ever much about food from Russia. Is it good?
The food's really good, actually. So
is it Mediterranean kind of?
No, it's a little heavier, heartier.
Oh, okay. It's cold.
It's not, but our friend makes these incredible soups. They're all Russian soups and they're so good. And not just borscht. Borscht is great. I love it. But oh my goodness, they're just so good. And I don't know how to make them. And they have really delicious salads that I love. And we call them salads, but there's no lettuce in them. Okay. They're not green salads.
Lots of vegetables.
Like we have potato salad or corn salad or stuff. And they have very unique carrot salads and different types of vegetable salads that I absolutely love.
Yum. Yeah. Love it.
I heard though that you have a fun family adventure story about ziplining. Is this true?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me.
I don't know if have y'all ever been to Costa Rica?
No.
So we went to Costa Rica and they say there that the zipline is fantastic. And I grew up at summer camps that had them. So I'm not scared of much. we get to this place, it's so high and it goes on and on and on and on. So you just zip line into the trees, and as far as you can see, like, and your kid just vanishes, right? Like they're ahead of us and it's like, oh, there they go. And then you get to another platform. And then on the last one, they put you on your belly and you fly like Superman, and it's a whole mile, which, let's think about that. It's a normal wire. It's not like it's like the size of a car. It's little bitty. Yep. And you're just on this wire for 1 mile end to end. So I'm not sure how that's regulated, and I'm not sure that people haven't died, but it was phenomenal. And it genuinely feels like you're flying. It's fantastic.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I watched my friend who was Tinkerbell at Disneyland, and she would always fly through the summers every night from the Matterhorn.
Oh, that's pretty far.
Down, and it was so
every
cool.
night.
Yeah, every night.
That's
so
a job. Cool. You knew Tinkerbell. That's cool.
I know. I love it. I love it. All right, let's get to our listener questions. This first one is from Rebecca, and she asks, I'm struggling lately with God being such a good and gracious God. The last 18 months of my life have been nothing but a downward spiral, starting with the death of my sister. I'm having a hard time accepting that he is a gracious God and loving God if all I can seem to get are the rainstorms and clouds. Rebecca, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Gosh. And unfortunately, you're putting words to what so many people feel. It just feels like it doesn't stop and it won't let up. And I'll say something I've said over and over again. This is not as it should be, and it is not as it will be. This is not as it should be. And God hates death. He hates death so much that he sent his son to conquer it. He was willing to die so we don't have to. He hates death. And he hates suffering. He hates it. His home, where he is going to take us, that is not going to have suffering. It says that he will wipe every tear from our eye, and that there will be no more crying, that suffering will end one day. That is our God. That's his plan. And yet I believe he is insanely powerful and able to control it all, and could come back today and eradicate evil. But eradicating evil and death and all of that would mean that there would be no more time for people to believe in him. And so the margin and the space that he gives, he is patient and waiting that none may perish. That is his desire, that none may perish. And so the time we've been given through the suffering is so that none may perish. We have a purpose for still being alive. For those of you that have lost loved ones, maybe lost a lot of people that you love, and you're going, why am I still here? Like, why didn't I die in that wreck? Why am I still here? The reason why is because God wants you to know his love, and he wants you to make his love known. And we'll be home soon. Like it will go fast. I'm telling you, as I am 47, it goes fast. Like this is, it's going fast, and we're going to be home before we know it, whether we die young or Jesus comes back or we die old. It's all going to be but a breath.
Yeah.
Scripture says we are like grasshoppers, and we live and we die. And yet we are precious and priceless to him. And he's present in our pain. And so I would say to Rebecca, I would say this. I would say he loves you so much, and he also gets why you're ticked. And he gets why you're angry. And what he's saying to you is it's trust me, I love you. I'm not going anywhere. I understand, like this, I hate it too. And he's powerful over it. Is that whole conundrum. I mean, what a question. Like, I'm telling you, as somebody that attended seminary for 3 years, the smartest people studying God with all their lives and all their hours can't fully answer this question.
Yeah.
Why does he permit suffering when he could control it? We know he's powerful enough to do it. And I don't have an answer, but I know he died for it. And he is building a world where suffering won't be anymore for those who trust him and love him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have an answer for it either. And Job has become one of my favorite books of the Bible, which sounds pretty weird. But when I've read it now several times and I've understood it from a better perspective, you see the suffering that Job goes through. And in the meantime, getting so much bad advice from his friends, some good advice, but some bad advice and lies, you know. And he feels like he's blameless, that he didn't do anything to deserve the suffering. Yeah. And yet God allowed all of the suffering. And what is so hopeful for me at the end of that book is that God gives him a double portion in the end. Yeah. God sees him throughout. God is with him. God is directive the whole time through that book. And then he comes in and speaks to him and reminds him of who God is, of who his character is, of how God is completely in control. And then gives him a double portion of everything. And there's so much hope in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty powerful that you just said there's hope in Job, because you might be the only person that's ever felt that way. Because it is dark. It is. But I love, you know, we see the world and this is all we know. And there will come a day when this will feel like the most brief blink, you know, and if eternity is real, which I believe it is, and you believe it is, then this is going to have felt short, but that's still of little comfort. And where I also go, I love Job for the same reason that it, you know, God really processes suffering there in a way that nowhere else in the Bible is he so bold and clear. Yeah. And another place I absolutely love is the Psalms. And I thought I would just read a few of David's words, because this is how he talked to God. Answer me quickly, Lord. My spirit fails. Do not hide your face from me, or I will be like those who go down to the pit. Let the morning bring me a word of your unfailing love. He's begging God for hope. He's like, I'm sinking, help. And I think that's such a beautiful way to pray. Let the morning bring me word of your unfailing love, for I have put my trust in you. Show me the way I should go. And then another place, how long, Lord? This is Psalm 13. Will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? I just love that he kind of lets God have it. Yeah. How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Look on me and answer, Lord, my God, give light to my eyes, or I will sleep in death. And my enemy will say, I have overcome him. And my foes will rejoice when I fall. He always has a but I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praises, for he has been good to me. And I just love that he wrestles, he begs, he cries, he screams, and then he says, but you are my God, and I trust in you. Yeah. And that's the messy Christian faith. That's if you're doing it right, you're wrestling. And I think, Rebecca, I hope that you get to just feel permission to wrestle with God like that.
Okay, our next question is from Janice. And she asks, what happened to the Christmas episode with Carlos and Alexa Penavega? Okay, so for those of you who listened to my Christmas episodes, there was supposed to be an episode with Carlos and Alexa, and we had technical difficulties. The episode was great. I had a great conversation with them, but sometimes things just don't work out. And the sound wasn't high enough quality for us to air the interview. So don't fret. I would love to have them back, and I'm pretty sure that they're willing. And we'll have that conversation again for you. So hopefully, I think maybe this year, Christmas 2024. Okay, Jennie, here's one. That I know you have personal experience with. Damaris wants to know, how do I navigate and find joy in ministry being a pastor's wife? I've been a pastor's wife for about 3 to 4 years. It's difficult at times to know what the role entails, especially when I don't have a mentor. How do I manage feeling overwhelmed and burned out? Yeah, this is all you.
This was one of the hardest seasons of my life as a pastor's wife. The pressure I felt as a pastor's wife is more than the global ministry I lead now. I'm just telling you, like everybody, I always say, whenever you meet a pastor's wife, like scratch them on the back, like just take care of them. It is such a hard job. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that. So first of all, I would say, Damaris, is it Damaris? Yeah. Damaris, you need lots of friends that get it. And they probably need to be outside your church. I remember finding really, really good friends, some of my very best friends, and they didn't attend our church. And when they even thought about attending our church, I wouldn't let them because there was something really nice that they weren't in our church business. And they didn't care. Much sense. They didn't care about the church above us because at the end of the day, a lot of the members would pick the church over us just at the end of the day. And so it felt a lot of times like we were being hurt. And then of course people leave and that hurts, even if it's not personal. So yeah, it is especially hard. And I would just say have a great life, build a life you love. It can't just be the church. If you want to serve at the church, great, serve at the church and play whatever role you want, but don't feel any pressure to serve at the church. Like build a life you love. Being a pastor's wife is still just being a Christian. And what is God calling you to? And what are your gifts? And what are your, what brings you life? And who do you enjoy being around? I have so many pastor friends and pastor wives friends, and all of them, every single one of them, I would line up and they do it completely differently. I mean, they do it. One of them is the most incredible singer and she leads worship a lot on Sundays. One of them is totally uninterested in the church. And I love her, but she's got a secular job and she cares about the church. She attends the church, but she's not serving in the church. She's really busy with the kids and when you ask her, does she feel guilty about it? She was like, why would I feel guilty about it? It doesn't even occur to her to feel that way. So we've all got to just find our own way.
I love that answer. You actually, I think you just gave her freedom because you gave me freedom in the answer. It's like, find your life.
Yeah, your life.
And I love that.
And people are going to have expectations of you. There's no doubt. There just are. But that's their problem.
Yeah.
The end.
The end. I like that answer. Do you want to read the next question for us? Do you have it from
Absolutely.
Lily?
So Lily says, I'm in a committed relationship with a man I love with my whole heart. But how can I implement faith and God more in our relationship? He and I grew up in the same faith, but I feel as if we've never acknowledged God and worship together, etc. Any tips?
So I have a little insight in this because Val and I weren't strong believers when we first met. And I've shared this story many times, but that was something I went in 1 Peter that really helped me. 1 Peter was likewise, wives, be submissive to your husbands so that if any of them do not obey the word, they without a word may be won by the conduct of their wife. Now, I know that's a little different because you're saying you're both of the same faith. You both, I'm assuming, believe in Jesus, but it's not a daily part of your life. So that verse had helped me by my conduct, I think, win Val over to the faith, but it was brand new to both of us to then implement those things. And Val was still more hesitant than me because I'd already been leaning into my faith for several years until he came to faith. And so I think, again, it just has to be part of your daily life. So you don't necessarily have to get your husband on board. You can just do it. So if you don't pray before meals, you don't necessarily have to ask your husband. You certainly could. But if you just say, hey, I'd like to pray before we eat, just do it. Like that's a simple way of incorporating your faith. Or, hey, do you want to read the Bible with me? Or I'm going to read this book or do this Devo. Do you want to do it together? And if he doesn't want to do it, still do it by yourself. Let him see you in the room reading it. All of those things to me rub off. Absolutely. And especially when it's changing your spirit, your character, and God is doing a work in you, your husband's going to see it there. And most likely he'll want to be a part of that with you.
This reminds me of a story in our church where one of the girls became a Christian and she was married to a famous chef in Austin, Texas. And everybody knew the chef and he was very successful and she became a believer. And I remember the day she got baptized, he came and he stood up on the hill and he was kind of notably not interested in God. And it was very obvious and he wouldn't even come down and be with us. He just stood up and watched her. And later he would tell my husband, and he said, when I was watching her that day, I thought I'm losing my wife. And he said, but I'm here. And he came around and started coming to church and ended up walking with Jesus. And he said, but I'm here because of my wife. I didn't lose her. She became the greatest version of herself. She loved me better. She loved our kids better. She was patient with me. She prayed for me. And she said it so radically changed her life that I had to give God a chance. And that's so it happens. Beautiful. I know for some of you, you're like, I prayed for this for 20 years. I don't know if it'll ever happen.
Yeah.
You keep praying.
Yep. Okay. Next question is from Susan, who was listening to the Reset Body, Mind, and Soul season earlier this year. And she asked, how many times are we allowed to reset? I'm constantly trying. That's
so
really cute.
We all relate to that.
We do. You're allowed to reset as many times as you need to. That's the answer.
That's right. I love in the scriptures where it says 70 times 7, forgive a friend. And that's how we're forgiven. Like there's no end. It's not actually don't multiply it 70 times 7, by the way, and go with that's how many times. It's that it's endless. Grace is endless. You don't run out of it. It is hard to get that because that is not how our world works.
Yeah.
But it does not run out.
I'd say just keep trying. And if whether it's you're implementing new eating habits, exercise routines, even the emotional practices.
Yes.
If you don't get it one day or for a week, it's okay. Pick back up, reset, start over.
Yep.
It doesn't ever end. And I truly, it will become a habit at some point if you keep pushing yourself.
Yeah.
It really will.
Yeah.
We talked
People
about
actually change, by the way. It's possible.
Do. And I forget how many, because we talked about the actual number of days it takes for something to become a habit.
Yeah.
But I'm forgetting.
I heard it was 2 weeks, but I don't remember. Yeah.
But anyway, just keep trying, keep resetting. Okay. Next question.
Mercy wants to know, how do you deal with homesickness when leaving or working away from home?
Oh,
good for you.
So we both travel a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about this because I'm like, I was going to laughingly say like, I don't really get homesick, but the reality is I definitely do at times. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, I'm really enjoying what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And especially when all the kids were living at home, I kind of really enjoyed the getaway.
Of course you did. Yes.
Right. I get to just focus on one thing instead of 5 things at home. But now that it's pretty much Val and me at home, and we have a 2-week rule now, and that's part of something that we implemented for the benefit of our marriage was to not go more than 2 weeks without seeing each other. And that's been a really healthy practice for us. And we started that in 2020 with COVID, even though we were all stuck at home in COVID, but all kinds of things came out during COVID that we had to talk about. And that was one of them. And so that actually prevents me from being homesick because I know I'm not going to be away longer than 2 weeks. I'll see someone in my family, but I just think that phone calls and FaceTime and texts really help with being homesick and just hearing that comforting voice of whoever it is you miss. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I loved, like right now, Kate's with me. I love to bring somebody with me. I'm someone who I don't need to be with my whole family all the time, but I need to see someone. I need to be with one of them. And then it feels like I'm not too far. I'm not wasting it. And my kids really like traveling with me. And so we try to miss school when we need to and just spend time together whenever we can. Cause I don't like that feeling. And it's just so much easier to connect with one kid, versus at home.
All right. Our final question for today is from Barbara, and she wants to know, at age 75, how do I better connect with my granddaughters who are all in their 20s? I'm not very comfortable in their world.
Oh my gosh, I love Barbara.
Sweetest
I love
question.
Barbara.
I'm like, hey, wait, is this from my mom?
Right.
My mom's name is Barbara.
That's so
but
cute.
She's 73.
Oh, she might have hidden her age from you. That's adorable. I think ask them. I think what do you like to do? What do you want to do? I think we think we have to be like them or be cool or relevant or something. When the reality is like, they just want to be the apple of somebody's eye. It's true. If you think they hung the moon, like tell them, no one alive has enough encouragement in their lives, but certainly girls in college, in high school, in their 20s do not. They are clawing their way to survive and make it in the world and comparing and all those things. So I would, Barbara, just become their biggest cheerleader. Write them letters, like tell them like, this is what I love about you. And then I know you may not have money, and if not, then go to the dollar store, but take them shopping. I know that sounds shallow, but
they love it.
They love it because we're the parents and we're like always saying no to things. And so if you be the grandmother that's like, listen, let's go out to your favorite restaurant, or let's go get you a new sweater or something like that. Just do things with them that spoil them, because they're not old enough to be, thinking about you yet. Like they're just thinking about their little world. And my mom is the best at this. Both we were blessed with, my kids are blessed with two grandmothers that care so much and are so passionate about them. But my mom is the funniest. She will, though they want to go visit Day, and she just stops everything she's doing and makes it all about them. Actually, both of these grandmothers do. It's pretty amazing. And my mom gets all up into their business. So she knows every one of their friends' names. She knows all the boyfriends, that they like, and all the drama. And it's so funny. They don't even tell me as much as they tell my mom.
Yeah. Yeah, cute. That's so great. Ask them questions, because girls in their 20s love talking. I mean, most of them do. And they probably, there's a safety net there that they'll feel really comfortable to just share and open up and dig in. And I would also say, allow them to do things with you that you like, if there's something special in your life. So like my mom bakes the most unbelievable chocolate chip lace cookies, and she bakes great pies too. So anyway, with the grandkids, she'll be like, come on over come bake with me. And they all love it. So they'll bake with grandma. And it doesn't matter if baking's not their favorite thing in the world, or if they do it very often, but baking with grandma is just fun. Like, who doesn't want a little sugar? And my parents also love to play cards. So I don't know, Barbara, if you play cards, but that isn't a typical thing that many 20-year-olds are doing. But if you have a game night with them, if there are even board games that you could learn to play. I know that my daughter, Natasha, and Lev and Max, like they love board games, and they do that with their friends all the time. They play board games. So it's just a really fun, easy way to connect and laugh.
So good.
And share.
One more thing, there's these conversation cards, and all my kids love these, and they do these with their friends. And so get a set of conversation cards and do it at dinner, because it gets everybody talking if you feel awkward or you don't know what to ask. And it also helps you get to answer questions too, and tell them things, because they need to learn from this generation. And to all the 20-somethings listening, look at that question. That 75-year-old grandmother wants to invest in her granddaughters. And all of you that are younger, even if you don't have a living grandmother, go find someone that age, because the things you will learn from them, it's not replaceable, and they won't be here forever. So go and learn from that generation, because that generation has so much wisdom. Now, to the older generation, just don't be crotchety and cranky and critical.
That's what
don't be critical. Just celebrate them. It is different. Things are different. You were completely different than your grandparents. But don't be fearful. Don't be naggy, just love the heck out of them, and they're going to come to you with their problems.
I would also suggest, I'm going to put this on top.
This is fun.
I know. It will probably bother you that they're going to have their phone all the time.
Right.
And that's another thing that they might zone out a little bit to be texting their friends. So if you're not crotchety about it, and make it nice, say, hey, I'd love to have you over. Can we put the cell phones in both
basket. Of our cell phones, because all of the 75-year-olds are on their phones too much too.
So all and the 47-year-olds actually, I think, will help. So they will be spending real time with you and not just on their phones.
But Barbara, we love you.
I know, we love
You're
you
the cutest.
For asking that question. That's awesome. Okay, well, as we wrap up this bonus episode, Jennie, thank you for sharing all about our emotional health and really walking us through parts of your book, Untangle Your Emotions. Do you have any final thoughts for us?
Well, here's what I want to say is this has been, I hope, helpful. But at the end of the day, the thing I want you to take away is just the permission to do this in a way that isn't perfect. No, there's no right way to feel sad. There's no right way to get mad. There is a God-given path for our emotions that we get to be on. But the whole judging ourselves and beating ourselves up about it, I hope that ebbs a little in your life. I hope that you feel more grace for yourself and more grace for the people around you. I heard a story recently. It was from a producer of a secular show that everybody would know. And we were preparing for something we were going to do together. And at the end, he started crying and he said, Jennie, your book came to my doorstep when I really needed it. My 7-year-old son is very emotional and it's really stressed me out. And I've just been trying to fix him. I've been trying to teach him, like, you can't act this way. And your book came and he just was like tears just falling down his face. And he said, this book just changed the way I parent, because I now, like, when he's sad, I say, what are you sad about? Tell me about it. And he said, he like is so tender now. And he's changed. Like, he's not as emotional. He's actually like relaxed into our relationship.
Probably because he feels heard.
He feels safe and he feels seen. All of us want to feel safe and seen. And that's ultimately what we're giving people with our emotional health. Like, we're giving them space to be safe and to be seen and to be soothed and comforted. And that's the thing we come out of the womb needing, that the science will tell us. And you get to give that away to people. So it doesn't just change us. We don't just find ourselves more peaceful and more connected to God and other people. It's that we also get to like change the way we're doing this for other people that we love. And so, you know, my kids were a lot older when I had to make amends for not doing it right, but they forgave me and we're working through it now. And I just think the grace to do this in a messy way, but also the beauty and the life on the other side of it. I just go back to the best movies, have so much emotion in them. And that's your life too. Like, we don't have to be afraid of this. God built it. God loves our emotions. He loves us to feel. He wants you to feel to him. And then he wants to help you know what to do with it and to navigate it.
Thank you.
Yes. I've loved being here. I've loved crying with you and laughing and all the things.
Season. I know all the things. Well, we will keep in touch personally, but everyone can check out Jennie Allen, her books, her conferences, all at the link in the show notes. Yeah. And is there a website you want to?
Jennie, it's jennieallen.com, JennieAllen.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so
great.
much.
Thanks for having me.
Jennie and I made our free PDF Unwind Guide just for you this season. It's a simple, short resource to help us all become emotionally healthy people. And we've also included a link to buy Jennie's book, Untangle Your Emotions. Find it all at Candace.com and in our show notes. Until next season, be grateful all day, every day. Have you subscribed yet? Click the like button and then comment your favorite flavor of ice cream just for fun. Candy Rock Entertainment, all rights reserved.